Have you ever found yourself sitting quietly in the morning, a warm cup of tea in hand, wondering how the years flew by so quickly? One minute you were juggling work, family, responsibilities, and the next, the world has slowed down just enough for you to finally catch your breath. But here's the question. Now that life has given you this gift of time, how are you choosing to spend it? For many people after 65, that question hits deep, because when the busy pace of life fades, you realize the small choices you make each day, the habits you build, become the foundation of the years ahead. And there's one tiny, powerful habit that's been quietly linked to a longer life, sharper mind, and deeper happiness. Reading. Just 20 minutes a day. Now I know what you might be thinking. Reading? Really? How can sitting with a book possibly change your health or extend your life? But the truth is, it can. And science is finally catching up with what many lifelong readers have known all along, that reading doesn't just pass the time, it stretches it. In today's video, we're going to talk about exactly that. Why picking up a book just a little each day might be one of the most powerful things you can do for your health and happiness after 65. Let's start with something fascinating. Studies have shown that older adults who read regularly, we're talking as little as 20 minutes a day, live on average 2 years longer than those who don't. That's not wishful thinking. That's real science. A study from Yale University followed more than 3,500 people over the age of 50 for 12 years, and the results were stunning. Readers lived longer, period. But why? What is it about reading that protects your life, your brain, your heart? One reason is stress, or rather, the way reading helps reduce it. Because here's the thing, even in retirement, stress doesn't magically disappear. It just changes its face. Maybe it's worry about finances, about your health, about your family, or even about feeling alone. And we all know that long-term stress can quietly chip away at your health, raising your blood pressure, weakening your immune system, and making you feel constantly on edge. But here's where reading comes in. Research shows that reading, even for just a few minutes, can reduce stress levels by up to 68%. That's more than listening to music. More than going for a walk. More than having a cup of tea. Why? Because reading does something magical. It takes your mind out of the loop. It transports you into another world, a different time, a different place, even a different life. And when your brain makes that shift, your body follows. Your heart rate slows. Your muscles relax. Your mind resets. And that daily reset, even just for 20 minutes, adds up over time. It gives your body space to heal, your mind space to breathe, and your heart a break from the weight it might be quietly carrying. But the power of reading goes even deeper. It's also about connection, and not just to a story, but to yourself. See, one of the most overlooked parts of aging is how easily we can begin to feel disconnected. Maybe your kids are busy with their own lives, maybe some friendships have drifted, maybe you've lost a partner or spouse. And suddenly the days feel quieter than you expected. But books never stop talking. They keep you company, they speak to your heart, they help you feel understood. When you read, especially something that stirs your emotions or inspires your imagination, it's like having a conversation, not just with the author, but with yourself. You start thinking about your own life, your memories, your dreams, even the things you still want to do, and that can be incredibly powerful. Because staying emotionally connected to yourself and the world is one of the strongest predictors of long-term well-being in older adults. Reading helps you reflect. It gives you space to grow, and it can even rekindle a sense of purpose that may have felt a little lost. Let's not forget what it does for your brain, too. Every time you read, you're giving your brain a workout, not in a mental gym kind of way, but in a much more gentle, natural way. You're making sense of words, understanding context, remembering details, picturing scenes. That's cognitive strength in action. Studies show that reading helps protect memory, slow mental decline, and reduce the risk of dementia. Think of it like watering a plant. A little bit each day keeps it alive, thriving, and growing. And you don't need to read heavy textbooks or anything complicated. Fiction, nonfiction, history, poetry, even short stories or memoirs. Whatever makes you feel something, that's what matters. Now, maybe it's been a while since you sat down with a book. Maybe your eyes aren't what they used to be, or you find it hard to concentrate. That's okay. You don't have to power through hundreds of pages. Even listening to audiobooks counts. So does following along with large print books or reading in short spurts throughout the day. The point isn't to race through books, it's to build the habit, to gift yourself those quiet, nourishing minutes each day. Just you and the page, because those pages, they hold more than stories. They hold time, perspective, peace. And in a world that can often feel overwhelming, reading is your retreat. Now that we've explored how reading relieves stress, deepens connection, and strengthens your brain, let's keep going, because there's something else reading can do, something surprising that most people don't talk about. Did you know that just 20 minutes of daily reading can actually help you sleep better at night? It's true. And for anyone over 65, this can be a game changer. Think about the nights you've spent tossing and turning, restless, staring at the ceiling, your mind racing with worries or memories that just won't settle down. Sleep troubles become more common as we get older, and not getting enough rest doesn't just leave you feeling tired, it directly impacts your health. Good sleep is essential. It repairs your body, clears toxins from your brain, strengthens your immune system, and gives you energy for the next day. When you don't sleep well, everything else suffers. Your mood, your memory, your health. It becomes harder to enjoy life. But here's the beautiful part. When you pick up a book before bedtime, you send a gentle but powerful signal to your brain that it's time to unwind. The soft, repetitive motion of turning pages, the rhythmic scanning of words, the gradual immersion into a different world, it all helps slow your breathing, lower your heart rate, and quiet your mind. Studies have shown that seniors who read before bed fall asleep faster, enjoy deeper sleep, and wake up feeling more refreshed than those who scroll through their phones or watch TV before bed. And that quality sleep doesn't just make tomorrow better. It accumulates over months and years, significantly improving your overall health and well-being. Now, I hear you. Maybe you're thinking, I've tried reading at night, but it didn't help. My mind still races, or I end up reading the same paragraph over and over. If that's you, here's a gentle suggestion. Pick something calming and peaceful. It doesn't have to be dense or complicated. Poetry, short inspirational stories, or biographies of people who inspire you can help settle your mind. Even if you only read for 10 or 15 minutes, your body begins to relax and sleep becomes easier. And let's not forget the magic that happens inside your brain when you read. Did you know that frequent reading can literally change the structure of your brain? This phenomenon is known as neuroplasticity, your brain's remarkable ability to create new pathways and connections at any age. Think of neuroplasticity like a garden. When you read, you're planting new seeds. And each time you pick up that book again, you water and nurture those seeds, helping them grow into strong, flourishing plants. Over time, your brain becomes a lush garden of neural pathways, helping you maintain sharp thinking, memory, and problem-solving skills, essential components of independence and confidence as you age. But how exactly does this happen? When you read, especially stories or topics that interest or challenge you, your brain engages multiple regions simultaneously. You visualize scenes, you follow a storyline, you empathize with characters, you analyze information, all at once. It's like a symphony in your mind, with each area of your brain playing a critical part. And each time you engage your mind this way, those brain connections strengthen. Your brain becomes more efficient. It becomes more flexible. And this flexibility helps protect you against cognitive decline as you age. Simply put, reading makes your brain more resilient, keeping you mentally sharp and independent for much longer. There's another wonderful side effect of this brain resilience. Reading regularly has been shown to boost your emotional intelligence and empathy. At first glance, empathy might not seem like a big deal after 65, but actually it's one of your greatest tools for happiness. Think about the characters you meet when you read, the different perspectives you see, the insights you gain into human behavior, motivations, and emotions. All of this makes you more understanding, more patient, and more compassionate, not just towards others, but towards yourself as well. When you become more empathetic and emotionally aware, your relationships naturally improve. You communicate better with your loved ones, and you form deeper bonds, even new friendships later in life. And remember, loneliness is one of the greatest threats to longevity and well-being in older adults. Reading helps you bridge that emotional gap, drawing you closer to others and strengthening your connections. Now, maybe you're wondering how to fit reading into your daily routine, especially if it hasn't been a part of your life for a while. Here's the truth. Forming a new habit at any age takes some patience, but it's simpler than you think. Try placing a book in places you frequent throughout the day. A cozy spot near your favorite chair, on your nightstand, or next to your morning coffee. When the book is within reach, you're more likely to pick it up. And don't pressure yourself. Start small, maybe just 5 minutes at a time, slowly building up to 20 minutes a day. Another great tip is to join a book club or reading group. It doesn't have to be formal. Just gather with a few friends or neighbors and share books that you all enjoy. Not only does this make reading more social and enjoyable, but it also encourages consistency. It's easier to maintain a habit when you have friends who look forward to discussing what you've read. And of course, remember to choose books you genuinely enjoy. Reading shouldn't feel like homework. It should feel like a gift you give yourself each day. Don't force yourself through a book that isn't capturing your interest. Life's too short for bad books. So far, we've discovered how reading calms your mind, promotes better sleep, builds stronger brain connections, and enhances empathy and relationships. But there's even more to explore. Because reading does something else incredible that can add years to your life. Something so simple yet powerful it might surprise you. One of the most remarkable benefits of reading, especially as we age, is how powerfully it reduces stress. Now you might be thinking of stress at my age? What do I have to be stressed about? I'm retired. The kids are grown up. Life should be simpler. And you're right. In many ways it is. But stress has a sneaky way of slipping into our lives regardless of our circumstances. Maybe it's worrying about your health, your partner, or your grandchildren. Maybe it's feeling overwhelmed by the endless news cycle or uncertainty about the future. Or perhaps it's simply the small stresses of daily life, piling up unnoticed. The truth is, stress is more than just a nuisance. It's a health hazard. Especially after 65, chronic stress can increase your risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and even memory loss. It accelerates aging from the inside out. But here's the beautiful news. Reading, even just 20 minutes a day, is scientifically proven to lower your stress levels. It's not just theory. Researchers have found that reading silently, even for a short time, reduces your heart rate and eases muscle tension, significantly lowering stress hormones in your body. Imagine it. You sit down comfortably with a book in your hands, and within minutes your heart rate slows, your breathing deepens, and the stress of the day begins to melt away. Your worries fade into the background as you dive into a captivating story, or learn something fascinating and new. In fact, studies have shown reading to be even more effective at reducing stress than listening to music, drinking tea, or taking a walk. It's like a mini vacation for your mind, and you can take it every single day right from your own living room. Now, I know sometimes it's hard to start something new. Maybe you've gotten used to scrolling through your tablet or watching TV instead. But let me gently suggest something here. Screens might entertain you, but they rarely help your mind truly unwind. Often they do the opposite, keeping your brain alert, overstimulated, and stressed. A book is different. When you read, you gently force your mind to slow down, to focus deeply on one thing at a time. It's like giving your brain permission to relax, recharge, and let go. You emerge from those pages feeling refreshed and calm, ready to face the rest of your day or drift peacefully to sleep. And speaking of calming your mind, did you know that regular reading can actually boost your memory too? If you've ever worried about forgetting names, misplacing keys, or just feeling mentally foggy, you'll be delighted to hear this. As we age, memory slips can feel frustrating or even frightening. It's natural to wonder, am I losing my sharpness? Is this normal? But here's something reassuring. You have more control over your memory than you might realize, and reading can be your secret weapon. Reading engages your short-term memory, exercising it like a muscle. When you follow a story or absorb new information, your brain holds on to details, creating stronger connections that enhance memory retention. The more regularly you read, the better your brain becomes at remembering not just what you've read, but everyday things like appointments, shopping lists, and conversations. Think of your brain like a toolbox. When you don't use certain tools, they rust and become stiff. But reading regularly is like regularly oiling and sharpening those tools, keeping them in excellent condition. Suddenly, you remember names more easily. You recall dates and events without struggling. Your thinking feels clearer, sharper, and more confident. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's backed by science. Research has consistently shown that seniors who read regularly experience less cognitive decline. Simply put, their brains age more slowly. And this slowed aging process isn't just about memory. It's about maintaining independence and dignity as you grow older. Picture yourself 5 or even 10 years from now, confidently remembering important dates, keeping track of medication, schedules, effortlessly recalling conversations with friends and family. You can enjoy your hobbies, remain active in your community, and live life on your own terms for as long as possible. Reading is your ally in achieving that vibrant, independent future. But beyond memory and stress, reading every day also strengthens something else, your imagination. Now, imagination might sound trivial or something reserved for younger people, but hear me out. As we age, our world sometimes becomes smaller. Routines become predictable, days blend together, and it's easy to feel like life lacks excitement or novelty. But reading changes all of that. It opens doors to worlds you've never visited, introduces you to ideas you've never considered, and gives you experiences you might never have otherwise. Your imagination keeps you youthful. It inspires curiosity and joy. It encourages you to keep dreaming, exploring, and discovering, regardless of your age. It helps you maintain a sense of wonder and excitement about life. Imagine closing your eyes after putting down a good book, your mind filled with new possibilities and adventures. Reading gives you this gift every day, a small dose of wonder, imagination, and joy that keeps your spirit vibrant, alive, and young. And guess what? Your imagination also helps you solve problems, remain adaptable, and find creative ways to navigate life's challenges. You become resilient, flexible, and ready to embrace change, qualities that contribute directly to your longevity. We've explored how reading calms your stress, boosts memory, and ignites your imagination. But believe it or not, there's still more. Reading also plays a critical role in enhancing your sense of purpose. And purpose, as we'll see next, is absolutely vital for adding meaningful years to your life. When we talk about longevity and happiness, one thing comes up time and time again: purpose. It's one of those concepts that might sound a bit abstract at first, but bear with me because purpose is incredibly powerful, especially after 5. Let's start with a simple truth. As we get older, our roles and responsibilities change. Retirement might mean stepping away from a career that defined your life for decades. Your children are grown, grandchildren are getting older, and your daily schedule probably looks very different from what it used to be. In the midst of these changes, many seniors quietly ask themselves, "What now? What's my purpose now?" If you've ever found yourself asking those questions, please know you're not alone. It's completely natural, and here's the good news. You can find new purpose, meaning, and direction at any age. And guess what? Reading is one of the simplest yet most profound ways to reignite a sense of purpose in your life. Every book you open is a doorway into someone else's experiences, ideas, and wisdom. Whether it's fiction or nonfiction, poetry or memoir, each page you turn helps you better understand yourself and the world around you. Maybe you discover a passion you never knew existed. Maybe you reconnect with interests you had long forgotten. Or maybe you realize you have stories of your own to tell, wisdom of your own to share. Let me tell you about a man named Harold, someone I met a while ago. Harold retired at 66, excited at first about the endless free time. But after a year, he felt lost, almost as if life was slipping away. Something was missing. One day, he stumbled across a fascinating historical novel. And just like that, his curiosity was ignited. Harold started reading about history, then writing about it, and eventually joined a local history group. Now, at 74, Harold writes articles, gives talks, and mentors younger enthusiasts. He found a new purpose, a new identity, simply because he picked up a book. The point is, you never know where your reading might lead you. The more you read, the more opportunities you create for yourself to find purpose. Purpose doesn't have to be grand or dramatic. It can be as simple and beautiful as waking up, excited to finish a new chapter, eager to learn something new, or inspired to share your knowledge and experiences with others. And here's something fascinating. Research shows that older adults who maintain a strong sense of purpose live significantly longer than those who don't. They also experience fewer health issues, feel less depressed, and report greater happiness and satisfaction in life. Reading helps you tap into this hidden wellspring of purpose, giving you a clear reason to wake up each morning and feel deeply engaged with life. But it's not just about finding personal meaning. Reading regularly after 65 can actually make you a more empathetic, compassionate, and connected person. Think about this for a moment. As you dive into the lives of characters in a story, or explore the ideas in an author's mind, your ability to understand and empathize with others grows. You begin to see the world through different eyes, appreciating diverse perspectives. Empathy might seem like just a nice personality trait, but it's actually much more than that. Empathy connects you to others, strengthens relationships, and can even protect you from loneliness and isolation. Two things that can seriously impact your quality and length of life as you age. Remember, feeling connected and understood is vital at any age, but especially in our senior years. By regularly stepping into the shoes of fictional characters or learning about other people's struggles and triumphs, you nurture a deeper, richer connection with those around you. And there's something else worth considering. As your empathy grows, so does your capacity for forgiveness and patience, two qualities that can radically improve your emotional well-being. You start to understand people better, forgive them quicker, and carry fewer emotional burdens. This means lower stress, healthier relationships, and ultimately a longer, happier life. Now, if you're listening to all this and thinking, it sounds wonderful, but I'm just not a reader, it's too late for me to pick up such a habit. Let me gently remind you of something important. It's never too late to start anything. You don't have to jump straight into thick, challenging novels or complex nonfiction. Start with something short, something that truly interests you, even if it's just a newspaper article, a short story, or a simple biography. You see, the key isn't to read something complicated or sophisticated. The key is consistency. Just 20 minutes a day is enough to create a profound positive change in your life. Maybe you read over your morning coffee or just before bed. Perhaps you set aside a special chair or a quiet corner of your home dedicated to reading, a cozy space that invites you each day. Before you know it, reading becomes not just a daily habit, but a cherished part of your routine. And consider this. Each day you spend just 20 minutes reading, you're investing in yourself, in your mental health, your happiness, and your longevity. Those minutes add up over weeks, months, and years, gently shaping you into a sharper, more content, and purposeful version of yourself. Think of it as your daily gift, a small, comforting ritual that enriches your mind, calms your spirit, and strengthens your sense of purpose. It's something simple, affordable, and endlessly rewarding. We've talked about stress reduction, memory enhancement, igniting imagination, and rediscovering purpose. But believe it or not, there's still more to explore. Up next, we'll uncover another astonishing benefit of reading daily, a benefit directly linked to your physical health, mobility, and independence. Have you ever thought about how reading can actually help maintain your physical independence as you age? I know it sounds surprising, because we usually think of reading as purely a mental activity, but there's a strong connection between a sharp mind and a healthy body, especially after the age of 65. Consider this. When you spend just 20 minutes reading each day, you're not only keeping your brain active, you're also enhancing your overall physical well-being. Let's dive into how this works because it's genuinely fascinating. First, we need to talk about stress again, but this time from a different angle. As we discussed earlier, reading lowers your stress levels. And while we often view stress as a mental burden, it's also physically damaging. Chronic stress elevates blood pressure, increases inflammation, and contributes to countless other physical health problems. By dedicating a few minutes each day to getting lost in a good book, you're actively lowering your stress hormones. That means less strain on your heart, healthier blood pressure levels, and fewer aches and pains. Let me tell you about Dorothy, a charming lady who recently turned 78. Dorothy used to suffer from persistent headaches and stiffness that made daily tasks uncomfortable. Her doctor suggested relaxation techniques, and Dorothy, well, she chose reading. Each day she'd sit by her window with a book in her hand. Within weeks, she noticed something remarkable. Her headaches became less frequent, her neck and shoulders felt less tense, and she began feeling more energetic overall. She didn't change medications or start a complicated exercise routine. All she did was read daily. That's how powerful regular relaxation through reading can be for your physical health. It's not magic. It's simply your body responding positively when you give it consistent, intentional rest. Now let's explore another unexpected way that daily reading boosts your physical health. Sleep quality. As we age, restful sleep becomes increasingly important, and unfortunately, more elusive. Perhaps you've noticed this yourself. Sleep patterns become irregular, nights feel restless, and mornings sometimes feel exhausting. Well, reading for just 20 minutes before bedtime can dramatically improve your sleep quality. When you read, you signal to your brain and body that it's time to unwind. Unlike watching TV or scrolling through your phone, reading doesn't expose you to stimulating blue light. Instead, it gently prepares your mind for rest, slowing down your breathing, lowering your heart rate, and making it easier to drift off into a peaceful sleep. Here's a quick tip. Choose something calming and enjoyable to read at night. Perhaps a favorite novel, a lighthearted story, or an uplifting book of short essays. Just avoid overly intense topics or complex content before bedtime. The goal is relaxation and gentle mental preparation for sleep. Better sleep means waking up refreshed, energized, and ready to move more comfortably through your day. It means sharper balance, better coordination, and a stronger immune system, all vital components for maintaining your independence and mobility. And speaking of mobility, let's talk about how reading keeps you active in another subtle but meaningful way. When your mind stays sharp and engaged, your motivation to stay physically active naturally increases. Think about it. The more you read, the more your curiosity about the world grows. Maybe you read about places you want to visit, local events you'd like to attend, or new hobbies to try. Suddenly, you find yourself inspired to walk more, travel, garden, or even volunteer. Your mental stimulation drives physical activity, creating a beautiful synergy between body and mind. For example, my friend Charlie, who's now 82, started reading about bird watching. What began as a casual interest quickly evolved into a daily, morning walk to the park. Soon he was hiking gentle trails, joining local clubs, and making new friends along the way. Reading sparked Charlie's newfound passion for nature, leading him directly into healthier habits and greater physical activity. It's a reminder that maintaining your independence and mobility is more than just exercise routines or dietary changes. It's also about keeping your curiosity and enthusiasm alive. Reading opens those doors, pushing you gently toward new experiences that support a vibrant, active lifestyle. Now, before we wrap up today, there's one more incredible benefit of daily reading I want you to consider. One that could make a huge difference in your life and the lives of those you love. Reading regularly after 65 has the power to transform your emotional resilience, helping you navigate life's inevitable ups and downs with greater ease, grace, and strength. Emotional resilience is your ability to handle stress, bounce back from challenges, and keep moving forward, no matter what life throws your way. And let's face it, after decades of experience, you know better than anyone that life isn't always smooth sailing. You've faced losses, triumphs, joys, and setbacks. Reading regularly nurtures this emotional strength, making you more resilient, adaptable, and capable of handling whatever comes your way. How? Reading regularly builds emotional resilience because it constantly exposes you to new ideas, different perspectives, and powerful stories of struggle and triumph. You learn how others face challenges, overcome obstacles, and find joy in small moments. Each story you read provides wisdom, inspiration, and comfort, teaching you new ways to manage your own emotions, disappointments, and hardships. The result? You become calmer during difficulties, less fearful of change, and more appreciative of everyday joys. This kind of emotional balance is priceless. It directly contributes to better mental health, deeper relationships, and greater overall happiness. When you spend 20 minutes reading each day, you're not just passing the time. You're investing in yourself, your physical health, your emotional strength, and your overall happiness. You're enhancing your quality of life in ways you might never have imagined. As we near the end of our conversation, I hope you're feeling inspired, maybe even excited, to make reading part of your daily routine. But before we conclude, there's just one more special insight I'd like to share. Something that ties everything we've talked about together beautifully, reinforcing why reading just 20 minutes a day after 65 might truly be one of the most powerful decisions you'll ever make. As we've journeyed together through this conversation, we've explored many wonderful reasons why reading for just 20 minutes a day can dramatically improve your life after 65, enhancing mental clarity, boosting your memory, relieving stress, supporting physical health, and nurturing emotional resilience. But there's one more profound benefit I'd like to share, perhaps the most meaningful of all, and that is connection. Now, you might wonder how reading, a seemingly solitary activity, could possibly strengthen your sense of connection. But consider this. Every time you open a book, you enter into a shared human experience. You become part of a story, part of a conversation that transcends your own life and reaches across time and space, connecting you with other people's lives, thoughts, dreams, and experiences. This connection isn't limited to fictional characters or authors from history. It extends to your family, friends, and community today. Think about it. Reading enriches your conversations, gives you fascinating things to share with others, and can even open doors to new friendships or rekindle old ones. Maybe you'll join a local book club at your community center or library, or perhaps you'll exchange books with your grandchildren and share lively conversations about the stories you've all read. Take my friend Margaret, for example. She's 85 and initially began reading regularly simply to keep her mind sharp. But soon enough, her reading sparked deeper conversations with her daughter and granddaughter. They formed a mini family book club, reading together and talking regularly about their insights, favorite characters, and even life lessons gleaned from the pages. Today, Margaret says reading has become the glue that keeps her family bonds stronger than ever. You see, reading can open the doors to more profound relationships, bridging generational gaps and creating common ground, even when physical distance keeps families apart. When you pick up a book, you're not just feeding your mind, you're strengthening the fabric of your relationships. You're becoming more connected, more empathetic, more understanding, and ultimately happier and more fulfilled. And isn't that something we all want as we age? To feel deeply connected, appreciated, and part of something meaningful? Let's take a moment to summarize the beautiful journey we've taken together today. By choosing to read for only 20 minutes daily, you're empowering your brain to stay sharp, boosting your memory, reducing stress, improving your sleep, strengthening your body, nurturing emotional resilience, and deepening meaningful connections in your life. I understand if building this habit seems daunting at first, especially if it's been a while since you last picked up a book. But remember, you don't have to tackle an enormous novel or something intimidatingly complex. Start small. Maybe pick a short story, a book of poems, or a topic you genuinely love. Gardening, history, humor, or even a heartwarming romance. There's no right or wrong way to start reading. The key is simply to begin. To make it easy, try setting aside a specific time every day. Maybe your reading moment happens right after breakfast, or perhaps it's a gentle ritual before bedtime. By creating a consistent schedule, you'll soon find yourself looking forward to those peaceful 20 minutes each day. And here's a little secret. Once you start, it rarely remains just 20 minutes. Most people quickly find themselves lost in the joy of reading, easily surpassing that small initial goal. That's perfectly fine. In fact, it's wonderful. The goal of 20 minutes a day is simply your gentle entry point into a lifelong habit that can bring you countless joys and health benefits for years to come. Now I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments below. What book are you thinking about picking up first? Or maybe you've already experienced some of the wonderful benefits we've discussed today. I'd love to hear your story. Sharing your experiences can inspire others to rediscover their own passion for reading and all the joy and benefits it brings. If you enjoyed our conversation today, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel. We're committed to bringing you more practical insights and warm-hearted discussions on living your best life after 65. And please share this video with friends or family members who might find inspiration and motivation in these words. You too never know whose life you might positively impact just by sharing something meaningful. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Age is just a number, and every chapter of your life can be meaningful, joyful, and full of new discoveries. By dedicating just a small portion of your day to reading, you're making a powerful investment in yourself and in your happiness. You're opening yourself to new worlds, fresh insights, deeper connections, and greater health and vitality. Here's to embracing the power of reading and to living a vibrant, healthy, and fulfilling life at any age. Thanks so much for spending this time with me today. Until next time, keep turning those pages and enjoy every moment. Warm wishes, and I'll see you again soon.